Pros and cons of Amazon KDP. Let's just start right off with the cons. Why not? So a con to KDP is that you actually aren't going to get rich overnight. Now there's probably a 1% where you actually will get rich overnight, but majority of people are not going to. So I believe this is a con because it's not something that you can just make money with right away. This is something that could take you a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. This is something that can take a very long time to actually become successful with. Another con to KDP is that it requires a lot of work. Now, some people may not agree with me on this, but it definitely does. And if you don't have a background in graphic design or book publishing or something like that, keyword research, SEO, everything like involving research, if you don't have any sort of background or knowledge on that, then you're going to be spending a lot of time watching YouTube videos, going through courses, things like that, and it's going to take up so much time. Hours and hours and hours of content trying to learn and figure out how to actually work with KDP. Another con is that at any moment your account could be suspended or terminated and you can't always do anything about it. Now, if you follow all the rules and do what you're supposed to do and follow the terms and conditions, then this should not be a problem. However, this is still something that can happen, that you could put in years and years of work and Amazon could decide to shut down your account. Now, they should always have a reason, and normally they always do have a reason, but again, this could happen. You could have done it by mistake and not even realize you did something with copyright or trademark, and you may not be able to get your account back, so all of your work is gone because you can only create one account with KDP. So if you get banned, then that's it. You're done. Nothing else can really happen. Another con to KDP is that some niches are actually very saturated. Now, not all of them are, but it is a lot more saturated than it used to be when it first came out. So this is a con because this makes it harder to actually make money with KDP, in my own opinion. This is all my own opinions and experiences. This is not professional, financial, life advice, anything like that. I just want to get that out there. But it is definitely more saturated. So you could have created a notebook 5 years ago or something like that, and it could have sold and be doing very well right now. But if you create that same notebook now, that niche may be saturated and it might not be so easy to actually make sales. So let's move on to the pros and start getting more positive here. So a pro to KDP is that it can be an amazing passive income. And at first it is not passive because you are putting in all that effort and time and work to actually get started. But once you have your books up and if they're selling organically, then you don't have to do anything. You literally sit there and just get all the money and get all the cash. So it can be an amazing passive income. Another pro to Amazon KDP is that you have uncapped royalties. So pretty much you can make anywhere from $0 to infinity. There's no actual cap on how much money you can make with KDP. So that can be definitely beneficial because there's no limit to your earning potential, which is just amazing. Another pro for KDP is that it's completely free to start and anybody can do that. So this is amazing because if you don't have any money or you don't have a ton of extra money to actually get started, you're worried about spending money and not making it back, you don't have to spend anything. You can literally spend $0 and create an account on KDP, publish a book, and potentially make some money. There's no cost for actually producing a book. There's no cost for creating your account. The only cost is that you could do Amazon ads, but those are completely optional. You do not have to run ads in order to have success on KDP. So that is yet another pro for KDP, which stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. So there's so many different pros and cons to KDP, but I just wanted to get a few out there right now in case you're deciding whether or not to do it. So I guess I'll kind of get into, like, is it even worth it going over these pros and cons? And yes, KDP is definitely worth it. And you might be wondering, why is it worth it if it's going to take me 5 years to make $100? Well, it's worth it because of the long game, the long-term benefits to having KDP. And you can spend 5 years and make $10,000. You can spend 5 years and make $100. Everybody's journey is going to be different with KDP, and that's completely okay. There's some people who start making thousands within their first 6 months. There's others who are still barely making a sale 5 years later. It's all going to depend on how much effort and time you put into it, your prior background, what books you do, your niche research, your keyword research, everything like that. But I think it's worth it because anybody can do this And once your books are on there, it's passive income. You don't have to do anything. You can just start collecting money and not even having to work. So I think that KDP is completely worth starting because there's just so much potential there. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to keep doing it. Nobody's forcing you to do it, and you're not spending any money while you're doing it. It's completely free to start. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope it gives you a little bit more insight for Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. I hope that you give it a try. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. I try to get back to everybody. So I greatly appreciate you watching and listening to this video, and I hope that you have a great day.